पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सभाभ्यां अभ्यन्तरः शुचिः भूर्भुवस्सुवः 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 अस्मिन् प्रेतं प्रोक्ष्य प्रेत संस्कार ऊर्ध्व उच्छिष्ट अध उच्छिष्ट खड्वादि असुचि स्पर्शन नियम लोपाख्य निमित्त पंचक संभवेन अपवित्रः भूर्भुवस्सुवः 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 प्रोक्ष्य अस्मिन् लक्ष्मणराव शर्मणः यजमानः पितरं प्रेतं उद्दिश्य अद्य तृतीयदिन मरण संभवेन यो दोषः समजनि तद्दोष परिहारार्थं अस्मिन् सहित स्वरूप गोदान दशदान पंचदानं करिष्ये अस्मिन् लक्ष्मणराव शर्मणः यजमान्य पितरं उद्दिश्य स्थान उत्क्रमण समये सुख उत्क्रमण सिद्धि अर्थं गोदानं करिष्ये गवा मंगेषु तिष्ठन्ति भुवनानि चतुर्दश तस्मात् तस्य प्रदानेन अतः शान्तिं प्रयच्छमे जमदग्नि गोत्रस्य लक्ष्मणराव शर्मणः अद्य तृतीये हनि मरण संभवेन यो दोषः समजनि अस्मिन् गोदान दशदान पंचदान संप्रददे ओम तत्सत् नमः नमः आयुषः प्राणं संतनु प्राणात् अपानं संतनु अपानात् व्यानं संतनु व्यानात् चक्षुषः संतनु चक्षुषः श्रोत्रात् संतनु श्रोत्रात् मनः संतनु मनः आत्मानं संतनु आत्मनः पृथिवी संतनु पृथिव्याः अंतरिक्षं संतनु दिवः संतनु
संतनु
केशव
केशव
नारायण
नारायण
माधव
माधव
गोविंद
गोविंद
विष्णु
विष्णु
मधुसूदन
मधुसूदन
त्रिविक्रम
त्रिविक्रम
वामन
वामन
श्रीधर
श्रीधर
ऋषिकेश
ऋषिकेश
पद्मनाभ
पद्मनाभ
दामोदर
दामोदर
वासुदेव
वासुदेव
संकर्षण
संकासन
प्रद्युम्न
प्रद्युम्न
अनिरुद्ध
अनिरुद्ध
पुरुषोत्तम
पुरुषोत्तम
अधोक्षज
अधोक्षज
नरसिंह
नरसिंह
जनार्दन
जनार्दन
उपेन्द्र
उपेन्द्र
हरये
हरे
श्री कृष्ण
श्री कृष्ण
परब्रह्मणे
परब्रह्मणे
नमो नमः।
नमो नमः।
ओम नमो
ओम नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
ओम नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
ओम नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमः शिवाय।
नमः शिवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमो शिवाय।
आयुषः
आयुषः
प्राणं
प्राणं
संतनु
संतनु
प्राणात्
प्राणात्
अपानं
अपानं
संतनु
संतनु
अपानात्
अपानात्
व्यानं
ज्ञानं
संतनु
संतनु
व्यानात्
ज्ञानात्
चक्षुषः
चक्षुषः
संतनु
संतनु
चक्षुषः
चक्षुषः
श्रोत्रात्
श्रोतात्
संतनु
संतनु
श्रोत्रात्
श्रोतात्
मनः
मनः
संतनु
संतनु
मनः
मनः
आत्मानं
आत्मानं
संतनु
संतनु
आत्मनः
आत्मनः
पृथिवीं
पृथिवीं
संतनु
संतनु
पृथिव्याः
प्रतिभाः
अंतरिक्षं
अंतरिक्षं
संतनु
संतनु
अंतरिक्ष
अंतरिक्षे
दिवः
दिवः
सुवः
सुवः
संतनु
संतनु
ओम
ओम
केशव
केशव
नारायण
नारायण
माधव
माधव
गोविंद
गोविंद
विष्णु
विष्णु
मधुसूदन
मधुसूदन
त्रिविक्रम
त्रिविक्रम
वामन
वामन
श्रीधर
श्रीधर
ऋषिकेश
ऋषिकेश
पद्मनाभ
पद्मनाभ
दामोदर
दामोदर
वासुदेव
वासुदेव
संकर्षण
संकर्षण
प्रद्युम्न
प्रद्युम्न
अनिरुद्ध
अनिरुद्ध
पुरुषोत्तम
पुरुषोत्तम
अधोक्षज
अधोक्षज
नरसिंह
नरसिंह
जनार्दन
जनार्दन
उपेन्द्र
उपेन्द्र
हरये
हरे
श्री कृष्ण
श्री कृष्ण
परब्रह्मणे
परब्रह्मणे
नमः।
नमः।
ओम नमो भगवते
ओम नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते
ओम नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते
ओम नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमः शिवाय।
नमः शिवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमः शिवाय।
नमः शिवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमः शिवाय।
नमः शिवाय।
ऊर्ध्वस्वरं अग्निं प्रतिष्ठाप्य अग्निमित्वा अग्निं प्रज्वाल्य प्राक्तोयं निधाय परिस्तीर्य परस्तात् स्पर्शन नियम लोपाख्य निमित्त पंचक संभवेन यो दोषः समजनि तद्दोष परिहारार्थं प्रायश्चित्त होमं करिष्ये। प्रायश्चित्त अस्मिन् जमदग्नि गोत्रस्य लक्ष्मणराव शर्मणः दक्षिणायन मरण संभवेन यो दोषः समजनि तद्दोष परिहारार्थं प्रायश्चित्त होमं करिष्ये। अस्मिन् ऊर्ध्व उच्छिष्ट अथ उच्छिष्ट खड्वादि असुचि स्पर्शन नियम लोपाख्य निमित्त पंचक संभवेन यो दोषः समजनि तद्दोष परिहारार्थं अस्मिन् सहित होमं करिष्ये। अस्मिन् दक्षिणायन मरण संभवेन तासूर्या चंद्रमसा विश्व भृत्तमा महते तेजः वसुमते राजतः दिवि स्वाहा साम चरतः साम चारिणा ययोः व्रतं नवमे जातु देवयोः स्वाहा उभावन्तौ परियात अर्ण्या दिवोन रश्मि तनुतः व्यर्णवे उभा भुवन्ति भुवना कविक्रतु स्वाहा सूर्यान चंद्र चरतः हतामति पति द्युमते विश्वविदा उभा दिवः स्वाहा सूर्या उभा चंद्रमसा विचक्षणा विश्ववारा वरिगोभा वरेण्या तानोवतं महिमन्ता मतिव्रता स्वाहा विश्ववपरि प्रतरणा तरन्ता दृशये भूरिरश्मि स्वाहा सूर्यान अस्मिन् जमदग्नि गोत्रस्य लक्ष्मणराव शर्मणः यजमान्य पितरं उद्दिश्य प्रेतस्य अद्य दक्षिणायन मरण संभवेन यो दोषः समजनि तद्दोष परिहारार्थं स्वाहा प्रजा पतये इदं नमः अस्मिन् कर्मणि अभिज्ञात प्राय चित्तानि करिष्ये अनाज्ञातं यत् अज्ञातं यज्ञस्य क्रियते मिथु अग्ने ततस्य कल्पया त्वगुंहि वेत्था यथा तथं स्वाहा अग्नये इदं नमः पुरुष सम्मितः यज्ञः पुरुष सम्मितः अग्ने ततस्य कल्पया त्वगुंहि वेत्था यथा तथं स्वाहा अग्नये इदं नमः यत् पाकत्र मनसा दीन दक्षाना यज्ञस्य मन्वते मर्तासः अग्निष्टते होता क्रतुवित् विजानन् यजिष्ठः देवान् ऋतुषः यजाति स्वाहा अग्नये इदं नमः भूस्वाहा अग्नये इदं नमः भुवस्वाहा वायवे इदं नमः सुवस्वाहा सूर्याय इदं नमः ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः स्वाहा स्वाहा प्रजापतये इदं नमः inside the body whole body one thing is that everything should be this is step everything chant after me. सर्वस्य प्रदि शिवरी भूमिस्त्वा उपस्थे आदिता स्योना अस्मै सुशता
सुषिता
शर्म
शर्मा
यच्छ
यच्छ
अपेतवीत
अपेतवीता
विचसर्पता
विचिसर्पता
अतः
अतः
ये
ये
त्रस्थ
प्रस्ते
पुराणाः
पुराणाः
ये च
ये च
नूतनाः
नूतनाः
अदादिदं
अदादिदं
यमः
यमः
अवसानं
अवसानं
पृथिव्या
पृथिव्यां
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्व
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्टः
अध
अध
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्टः
खड्वादि
तद्वादि
असुचि
असुचि
स्पर्शन
परिशन
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोकाख्य
निमित्त
निमित्ते
पंचक
पंचके
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
परिहार्थम्
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
खड्वादि
तद्वादि
असुचि
असुरुचि
स्पर्शन
परिशन
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोकाख्य
निमित्त
निमित्ते
पंचक
पंचके
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
पर्याप्तं
प्रेत
प्रेत
संस्कार
संस्कार
सहितं
सहितं
ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ
अस्मिन्
अस्मिन्
सहित
सहित
कृष्णपक्ष
कृष्णपक्षे
सहित
सहित
जमदग्नि
जमदग्नि
गोत्रस्य
गोत्रस्य
लक्ष्मणराव
लक्ष्मणराव
शर्मणः
शर्मणः
यजमान्य
यजमान्य
पितरं
पितरं
प्रेतं
प्रेतम्
उद्दिश्य
उद्दिश्य
कृष्णपक्ष
कृष्णपक्ष
मरण
मरणे
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
परिहार्थं
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
अस्मिन्
अस्मिन्
कृष्णपक्ष
कृष्णपक्षे
मरण
मरणे
संभवेन
संभवेन
समस्त
नमस्ते
दोषं
दोषं
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
निशारात्रि
निशारात्रि
मरण
मरणे
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
परिहार्थं
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
समस्त
समस्त
दोष
दोष
प्राय
प्राय
चित्तार्थं
चित्तार्थं
सर्व
सर्वे
प्रायश्चित्त
प्रायश्चित्ते
होमं
होमं
होष्यामि
होष्यामि
ओम
ॐ
भूर्भुवस्सुवः
भूर्भुवस्सुवः
स्वाहा प्रजापते
प्रजापते
इदं न मम
नमः
अस्मिन्
अस्मिन्
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्टे
द्वादि
वादि
असुचि
असुचि
स्पर्शन
परिशने
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोकाख्ये
निमित्त
निमित्ते
पंचक भवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
परिहार्थं
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
प्रजापतये
प्रजापतये
इदं
इदं
न मम
मम
लक्ष्मणराव
लक्ष्मणराव
शर्मणः
शर्मणः
आत्म
आत्म
शान्त्यर्थं
शान्त्यर्थं
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
मोक्षाभि
मोक्षाभि
सहित
सहिते
लक्ष्मणराव
लक्ष्मणराव
शर्मणः
शर्मणः
अद्य
अद्य
तृतीये हनि
तृतीयेनि
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
खड्वादि
खद्वादि
असुचि
असुचि
स्पर्शन
परिशने
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोकाख्ये
निमित्त
निमित्ते
पंचक
पंचक
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
परिहार्थं
संभावित
संभावित
समस्त दोष
समस्त दोष
प्रायश्चित्त
प्रायश्चित्त
होमं
होमं
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
प्रजापतये
प्रजापतये
इदं
इदं
न मम
न मम Yes.
ಏನಪ್ಪ Rites ಬರ್ತಾ
chant after me. Suvarnam
सुवर्णम
हस्तात्
हस्ताते
आददानां
आदिदानाम
ऋतस्य
ऋतस्य
श्रियै
श्रिये
यशसे
यशसे
वर्चसे
वर्चसे
बलाय
बलाय
अस्मिन्
अस्मिन्
लक्ष्मणराव
लक्ष्मणराव
शर्मणः
शर्मणः
यजमान्य
यजमान्य
पितुः
पितुः
प्रेतस्य
प्रेतस्य
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
खड्वादि
खद्वादि
असुचि
असुचि
स्पर्शन
परिशने
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोपाके
निमित्त
निमिते
पंचक
पंचके
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थं
परिहर्तं
सुवर्णं
सुवर्णं
हस्तात्
हस्ताते
आददानां
आददानां
ऋतस्य
तस्य
ये तस्य
ये तस्य
मैनमग्ने
मैनमध्ये
विदहः
विदहः
माभिशोच
माविशोत
मास्य
मास्य
त्वचं
कथं
चिक्षिपः
शिक्षिपः
मा शरीरं
मा शरीरं
यदा
यदा
श्रुतं
कृतं
करवः
करवः
जातवेदः
जातवेदः
अथेमेनं
अथामेनं
प्रहि
प्रहि
नुतात्
कृताते
पितृभ्यः
पितृभ्यः
श्रुतं
श्रुतं
यदा
यदा
करसि
करसि
जातवेदः
जातवेदः
अथेमेनं
अथामेनं
परि
परि
नुतात्
नुताते
पितृभ्यः
पितृभ्यः
श्रुतं
श्रुतं
यदा
यदा
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
मैनमग्ने
मैनमग्ने
विदहः
विदहः
माभिशोच
माविशोत
मास्य
मास्य
त्वचं
त्वचं
चिक्षिपः
शिक्षिपः
मा शरीरं
मा शरीरं
यदा
यदा
श्रुतं
श्रुतं
करवः
करवः
जातवेदः
जातवेदः
अथेमेनं
अथामेनं
प्रहि
प्रहि
नुतात्
कृताते
पितृभ्यः
पितृभ्यः
श्रुतं
श्रुतं
यदा
यदा
करसि
करसि
जातवेदः
जातवेदः
अथेमेनं
अथामेनं
परि
परि
नुतात्
कृताते
पितृभ्यः
पितृभ्यः
श्रुतं
श्रुतं
यदा
यदा
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
खड्वादि
तद्वादि
असुचि
असुचि
स्पर्शन
परशन
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोपाक्षे
निमित्त
निमित्त
पंचक
पंचके
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोषे
सहित
सहिते
मैनमग्ने
मैनमग्ने
विदहः
यदहः
माभिशोच
पाविशोत
मास्य
मास्य
त्वचं
त्वचं
चिक्षिपः
शिक्षिपः
मा शरीरं
मा शरीरं
यदा
यदा
श्रुतं
कृतं
करवः
करवः
जातवेदः
जातवेदः
अथेमेनं
अथामेनं
प्रहि
प्रहि
नुतात्
कृताते
पितृभ्यः
पितृभ्यः
श्रुतं
शतं
यदा
यदा
ये तस्य
ये तस्य
पथः
पथः
गोप्तारः
भोक्तारः
ये तस्य
ये तस्य
पथः
पथः
रक्षितारः
रक्षितारः
तेभ्यः
तेभ्यः
आख्यात्रे
आख्याते
अपाख्यात्रे
अपाकाते
अभिलालपते
अभिलापते
यमत्रण
यमत्रण
दीन
दीन
तस्मै
पश्य
सहित
सहिते
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्वे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्टे
खड्वादि
पद्वादि
परे
परे
युवागुंसं
युवावत्सं
प्रवतः
प्रवतः
महीरनु
महीरनु
बहुभ्यः
बहुभ्यः
पन्था
पन्था
अनपस्प
अनपस्त
शानं
शानं
वैव
वायवे
स्वतं
स्वतं
संगमनं
संगमनं
जनानां
जनानां
यमं
यमं
राजानं
राजानं
हविषा
कविशा
दुवस्यत
सुवस्यत
यमाय
यमाय
धर्म
धर्म
राजाय
राजाय
सहित
सहिते
मोक्ष
लोक्ष
स्वरूप
स्वरूप
लक्ष्मणराव
लक्ष्मणराव
शर्मणः
शर्मणः
यजमान्य
यजमान्य
पितरं
पितरं
प्रेतं
प्रेतं
उद्दिश्य
उद्दिश्य
ऊर्ध्व
ऊर्ध्व
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
अध
अधे
उच्छिष्ट
उच्छिष्ट
खड्वादि
खद्वादि
असुचि
असुचि
स्पर्शन
परिशने
नियम
नियमे
लोपाख्य
लोपाके
निमित्त
निमित्ते
पंचक
पंचके
संभवेन
संभवेन
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
तद्दोष
तद्दोष
परिहारार्थ
परिहर्ते
समये
समये
तिथिवार
प्रतिवारे
नक्षत्र
नक्षत्र
लग्न
लग्न
योग
योग
करणैः
करणैः नहीं
यो दोषः
यो दोषः
समजनि
समजनि
सहित
सहित
स्वरूप
स्वरूपे
मोक्ष
मोक्षे
साम्राज्य
साम्राज्य
सिद्धि
सिद्धि
अर्थम
अर्थम
अस्मिन्
अस्मिन्
लक्ष्मणराव
लक्ष्मणराव
शर्मणः
शर्मणः
अपवित्र
अपवित्र
पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां
सर्वावस्थां
गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत्
यस्मरेत्
पुण्डरीकाक्षं
पुण्डरीकाक्षं
सबाह्यां
सभाख्याम्
अभ्यन्तर
शुचिः
शुचिः मानसं
वाचिकं
पापं
कर्मणा
समुपार्जितं
श्रीराम
स्मरणे नैव व्यपोहति न संशय श्रीराम राम तिथिर्विष्णु तथा वार नक्षत्रं विष्णु रेवच योगश्च करणं चैव सर्वं विष्णुमयं जगत् श्री गोविंद अद्य श्री भगवते पुरुषस्य विष्णु आज्ञया प्रवर्ते मानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्वेते वराह कल्पे वैवस्वत शिव शंभो आज्ञया प्रवर्ते मानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणः सहित सुवर्णं हस्तात् आददानां ऋतस्य श्रियै वर्चसे बलाय Bring it back, guys. यमाय धर्म राजाय मृत्यवे अंतकाय च वैव स्वताय कालाय स्वाहा यमाय धर्म राजाय इदं नमः परे युवागुंसं प्रवतः महीरनु बहुभ्यः पंथां अनपस्प शानं वैवस्वतं संगमनं जनानां यमं राजानं हविषा दुवस्यता यमाय धर्मराजाय स्वाहा यमाय धर्म राजाय इदं नमः अपनः शोषिचते अघं
अदम
अग्ने
अग्ने
सुशुद्ध्या
सौसिध्यं
रयिं
अयं
अपनः
अपनः
सोषुचते
सौषिते
अघम्
अदम
अग्ने
अग्ने
सुशुद्ध्या
सौसिध्यं
रयिं
अयं
सुक्षे
सुक्षे
त्रिया
प्रिया
सुगातुया
सुगातिया
वसूया च
वसीयच
यजामहे
यजामहे
अपनः
अपनः
सोषुचते
सौषिते
अघम्
अदम
सुक्षे
सुक्षे
त्रिया
प्रिया
सुगातुया
सुगातिया
वसूया च
वसूयच
यजामहे
यजामहे
अपनः
अपनः
सोषुचते
सौषिते
अघम्
अदम
मृत्यवे
मृत्यवे
न वै तत्र
अवे तत्र
प्रमीयते
प्रणीयते
गौरश्व
गौरश्व
पुरुषः
पुरुषः
पशुः
पशुः
यत्र इदं
यत्र इदं
ब्रह्मा
ब्रह्म
क्रियते
क्रियते
परिधिः
परदिः
जीवनायकम्
जीवनायकम्
अपनः
अपनः
सोषुचते
सौषिते
अघम्
अगम्
Like this or cover? Oh, like that. Yeah, that's fine.
You can first put it. Come this side. No, no. Everybody is come back. Please come. Take the rice. Everybody is mouth. It's only one time, like this. Both hands, not like that. Both hands, you like this. Okay?
Very You're such a good doctor. He's a very, very good uncle. Yeah, he was. With the brother? Yeah. That's okay. No. Everything has to go.
She has to go.
Oh, only me. She's like a daughter. That's right, I'm a daughter-in-law. And his daughter.
Things is all fruits inside the one. Fruits are.
Now?
Just regular.
Just us? Anyone else? There's another bag one.
Sorry, I don't mean to block you. I was just trying to get a good view.
Oh.
People will take some flowers and it's okay. You stay. I'll take that.
Anyone would like to offer flowers?
What? Yeah, let's see if there's we're just gonna put it in there. He said everything has to go in there. I think we have enough flowers for everybody to put in. I'll just put this.
Coming in now.
Yeah.
This is the purple service.
Yeah.
Loss. Sandeep, yeah, I think everybody is done, right? At this point, it's all like everything is. I think people can get their speeches. Ask Angie to get the workshop. Or just wait. But I feel like, that it's all many prayers, right? But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're so they
that one. Put it.
Question?
No, no, we all put it up.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time. So.
I don't have any. I'm just gonna, because of time, I'm gonna get going around Shanti first.
Sure, yeah, we can do that now.
Yeah, please come on.
Okay?
Wherever you want to stand, you don't have to. Excuse me, everyone. Atul and Arun are just going to say some nice words about Tata, and then if anyone else.
Is the mic on?
Oh, there's a mic, yeah. If anyone else would like to, they're welcome. So yeah, there's a mic over here. Come on over, Arun. I'm sure he needs help. Finish, really.
I think the mic is working. Oh, gosh, voice is clear.
Oh, that's okay.
We'll just talk.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone? Just try to get their attention. Everyone, we're just going to say a few words about that. If you could all listen.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಉಷಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಉಷಾ
so Manisha asked Arun and I to say just a few words about the Gambhir uncle. It's obviously it's a hard time and heavy hearts we all have here, and it's difficult to say a lot, but I think for everybody here, he was somebody different but special nonetheless. He was a loving father, husband, grandfather, uncle, brother, brother-in-law, and friend. And for us, in our generation, he was always Gambhir uncle. That's all he was, one word, Gambhir uncle. Well, two words, I guess, right? And he's sort of like Madonna. He was larger than life with that one word. He was Gambhir uncle. And he lived like that. And to be honest, what was I can sort of describe in 3 words. And those 3 words are, what's up, man? Because Gambhir uncle was the first uncle that we ever noted to say, what's up, man? And that means a lot more than just saying what's up, man. It means he really sort of assimilated into the environment he was in, and he also took the time to sort of try to understand us as the next generation and be one with us. And he was the one uncle we could, when we visit, we'd talk to, he'd always say, start with what's up, man? And then he would launch into some pop culture. Obviously, his daughter influenced heavily, 80s pop culture, etc., but sports, pop culture, and things. It wasn't just about, what I got on my SAT score. So it was a lot more than that. And so that's how we'll always remember him. That wide smile and just warm and always engaged us and included us as part of it. So from our vantage point, that was what was so important to us and what we remembered. When the last time I saw him, or one of the last times I saw him, was when my father passed away about 7 months ago. And I'll never forget, he said to me, he came over and after the cremation and shook my hand, or it's still awkward. I can't remember which uncles hug and which don't nowadays. So, but he looked me in the eye and said he was my old friend, and so I think now he's with his old friend and many other friends, of others we've lost in the room collectively, and I like to think that they're now together, that they're sitting around, hopefully enjoying a couple amores, maybe some hurriana, definitely some wagarne masrana, and there's a lot of yamsers going back and forth. So we'll miss him dearly, and thanks for letting us share our thoughts, and obviously our hearts go out to you guys, and we're all hurting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So I think the reason that a loss like Gambhir uncles or my dad or anybody else's parents here is so hard is because these guys were our founding fathers. We were a community of immigrants that came over from India. Our parents were their friends. They built this family for us, and they built a family for themselves. And so, Gambhir uncle was kind of almost more of an uncle than our blood level uncles, because we saw them more. And I think they instilled in us what it meant to be Indian, South Indian, Baburgami Brahmin Karna, and also bridge the divide to found a successful life for ourselves here in this country. And I think the perennial battle that I always remember is we had gone to the Gambhir's house for dinner once, and Manisha and Sunni and I forgot who else, Smita and Sreta must have been part of that crew, were trying to argue with him about going to a police concert. And the back and forth and the reasoning and the persuasion and everything that was happening was classic, because I think it represented the old school values of India and the new school values of us growing up in America, and how do we reconcile the two. And he handled it with humor, and he handled it with a little bit of stubbornness, but you know, ultimately I think they met in the middle and they got their ways. But I think what I was talking to my wife Anjali the other day, and I felt like, you know, we're all soldiers and we're marching towards some type of a goal, right? And at the end of that goal, we fall prostrate to our maker. And there's really nothing we can do. And it's not a fall of not wanting to do so, it's a fall of surrender. We've done what we've needed to do. And it's now our time to be released. And I think the image that creates in my mind is that our parents' generation are now the soldiers, and we are the generation behind them to uphold the values that they've instilled in us and create success for ourselves and for our children, not only, you know, however you want to define success. And I think we will always miss Gambhir Uncle, because he was one of our founding fathers, and that smile, the yen sir, the what's up man, and really kind of the interest in knowing what was going on with you is going to be missed. And like Atul said, I think one of the comforts that I find at a moment like this is thinking that Gambhir Uncle is now up in wherever he is with all our other uncles, and they're sitting down and enjoying a bowl of Congress Kadlekai and saying yeah, yen sir, and watching over us with a chuckle. And so, you know, we wish his journey peace. We wish his journey to be happy, and you know, we hope everybody here finds peace and happiness and some calm in the midst of this storm.
Gambhir uncle. He's always Gambhir uncle.
He's also always ungrateful. I'm Seema, and I wanted to come up on behalf of my sister and all of the cousins, because one thing we've been talking about the past few days is how Gambhir Uncle got us to do so many things with his point system and being the good girls club. And he would have us, he would tell you how much points you'd get if you helped with this task, or cleaning up the sticks in the yard before the bears came. And so kind of to follow what, you know, Atul and Arun said, he always made sure that the younger generation was included and had jokes for us. And I just think it's really fitting that when we heard everything that had happened, my sister happens to have a framed picture of Mowgli and Baloo
I know.
from the Jungle Book. And I just think that, you know, Uncle's up there with Raj Uncle and my dad and Rao Uncle, and I'm sure they're laughing and having a good time. And, you know, we're coming up on the holidays, and if you have nothing to do, just watch the Jungle Book and laugh at Baloo, because he always did, and that laugh was always something that, you know, kind of resonates in your ear. So, you know, we're the Good Girls Club.
We're the good girls club.
And
And Alea and
Mariana, you're the next
Megan and I,
generation.
they're the good girl leaders now.
Good girl
They're all
leader.
I know the good girl leader.
You might not fight over McDonald's as much as we do, but, so I just wanted to say, you
I
know,
have to just add that
Try to
Mr.
laugh.
Vikram was the one who said he got him, because he's like, you just give us so many points and you get nothing for it.
the boys didn't get anything, but anyway.
Thank you so much. Love you.
That's not entirely true. I did get McDonald's gift certificate.
Yes, yes. And he did drag everyone to the
Hello, everyone. I'm Vinay. I have lived in the Washington DC area since '98. And ever since that time frame, I became Gambhir Uncle's source inside the White House. I've never worked in the White House.
But you were the
I
dude.
visited like many tourists, but I was his source. And anytime he would see me, he would ask me a series of questions about what's going on within Washington DC. oftentimes being considerably more informed than I was. And I would try to answer his questions. And there is one question that I don't have to worry about giving away national security, that I can answer for everyone, that he used to ask me frequently for the last several years. Yes, Trump is crazy and was crazy during your time. Gambhir uncle and I were often the de facto Brahmins at many religious ceremonies that would get selected for whatever was going on. And during those times, like most people, I didn't exactly know what I was there to do or what was going on. And so, in typical, you can't get through a Hindu ceremony without being admonished at least once for having done something incorrect. And so, after one such admonishment, I turned to Gambhir uncle and I said, "What is it that we're here supposed to do?" And he leaned into me and says, "I don't know either, but if we're really good, they'll feed us afterwards." The other great memory I have of Gambhir uncle in these same forums is either him or I would always find one of the best places to sit, where you'd have a pillar or something to lean back against. And so he would always sit next to me and we would be chatting throughout it. And at some point in time, one of us would have to get up or leave or whatever. And he was always great at making sure my seat was saved when I would come back. And I would do the same for him. And we always had this thing where when we'd come back, we'd exchange stories about who was eyeing our seat, who was trying to take our seat, and all the things that we did to protect the seat from everything. So, along with many jokes. So, for the many ceremonies to come, I will certainly always look to my right, and though he won't be there, I'll always be thinking of him during those times. And the one last memory that I want to share for everybody actually occurred during Sandeep and Anita's wedding. One of the cool things that Sandeep had done at the wedding is, for his groomsmen, it was the uncles who came in, and they had a thing where they all came in procession at one point when they did the big announcement. And more than anybody else, Gambhir uncle really understood in that moment that you had to bring a bit of pizzazz and panache to it. So he was waving to the crowd, he was marching in like he owned the joint. And that will always be one of my favorite memories of Gambhir uncle. I thought that was the coolest thing I had seen. So I just wanted to share these memories for you and offer certainly my best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all. Sandeep, you want to say? You don't have to.
I'll be brief.
Yeah.
So, I can probably say, in terms of the Murthy family, I was the first person to come in contact with Gambhir uncle as his nephew. So the story goes that when Gambhir uncle would come home after work in Bombay, that my other youngest uncle would hand him the newspaper in one hand and baby me in the other. So I can say that's when our bond truly began. And it continued through the years. And Gambhir uncle has been, since I lost my dad, Gambhir uncle and a few others have been my surrogate father. He's always been there for me, a source of inspiration, advice, whatever it could be. And as Atul was bringing up the "What's up, man," I could never forget that, because I remember, he would tell me when I was a youngster that what's it with this American culture? Everybody's man, this and that. But regardless, he assimilated it and brought it to us. And whenever we would see him, it would always be, "What's up, man?" And that is always a term of endearment, hearing it from him.
He's a closet New Yorker, you know.
I know. And then through the years, Gambhir uncle became Gambhir Tata. After Himani, Rihanna, Alea, Meghna, Sonia were all born. And of course, Vikas and Kavi. And I think the greatest joy to him was being a grandparent, because it's the endless love that he showered on all of these kids was unbelievable. Gambhir uncle would spend so much time with all of them, playing with them, entertaining them, and of course, you know, he would have a discussion with him on Indiana about the Jungle Book. And in fact, they actually got him the Jungle Book video at one point, since he loved the movie so much. And I can honestly tell you that when Auntie and Uncle would leave us, the girls were truly sad and would cry. He's left an everlasting impact on all of us in many ways. But one thing we'll always remember was his smile, his kind nature, his sense of humor, and a sense of worthiness, that something that we could all strive towards in life. He truly was a role model. And as you've all said, as a first-generation immigrant, there are so many things that they have to deal with that were completely foreign. But yet, that generation was able to assimilate, and not only assimilate, but give us a better life. And in doing so, gave us the wisdom to make the lives of our children better. And that's something we'll be truly always grateful to him for. And I know he's with us.
I'm gonna share a story about Uncle. I don't know if it's politically correct, so don't cancel me. Manisha was visiting Ushaji's house, and there was a Native American get-together, some event, right? So it was called the Indian Powwow, right? So Gambhir Uncle, there was such a long line, we couldn't get in. Gambhir Uncle said, "Come on, let's go home. I'll give you an Indian powwow at home." Anyway, thank you all for coming. You know, he's gonna be dearly missed. His sense of humor will live on in our heart and with us, through us.
Thank you, guys. Shanti, this has to be last, because after this we all have to go to. No, I want you to come here, please.
All this time you heard the younger generation talking. I represented the elderly generation and Gambhir. Gambhir started, Gambhir knew one thing, much better than any other Indian man I have met, how to be child with children. And that's what made the big difference with children, that they were kind of try to get close to him. And he did very good job. One thing I have to tell, one thing reminds me is, long time ago when my husband was well, he used to do his Gambhir's Mother's and Father's Day. So every single year we went there, Vadi will complain. You know, how many times I have to tell this man how to wear panche? And he used to ask us every single time. Gambhir used to wear panche, and then when he started doing some ritual, the Janivara will fall from this side, the panche will start falling from this side. And my husband never understood, why can this man perfect that? So today I'm very proud of you, Gambhir. You did a good job of keeping panche.
Thank you, everyone. Yes.
And I just want to say one thing that I have to tell all of you may not know,
Lata?
but there were 3 bachelors once upon a time. That was my dad, Gambhir Uncle, and Vadi Uncle. So there were 3 bachelors together. And I can say today, honestly, the 3 bachelors are back together, as well as a few others. And as you were saying, so having their Congress peanuts
Indian powwow.
and
They're at the hotel
and
now.
their coffee.
I just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming, all my blessed family, and to have arrived here yesterday in an emergency, and to just know that you're just this everlasting community, that it's impossible to rebuild the way that our parents did. Impossible. And I just thank you for every one of you guys. They're part of my childhood and part of my life, and part of Appa and Amma, Alea's life, and all of our friends and family. I just also wanted to say that Lata here, many people have been stalwart, but Lata here knew him. We were talking about long ago, right? When you were in Pune, you were the one who knew him older, when I was a baby, I guess. And his mother was my dad's dear sister at 90. But the stories these girls have too, from Pune days and hanging out with Lafa's dad, is just fun and frivolous and amazing, right?
I think he's with him right now, going to the best restaurant in the world.
Yeah, and Vaishali days.
Enjoying his idli dosa, whatever it is.
And he used to say the best thing was he used to land in Pune, and his whole thing was, I'm going to Murthy's house because he's going to get me some pista, barfi, peda. And he used to do it, and he's going to take me to the best places. I'm going. So they've known him forever, ever and a day. So thank you, all of you, Anita, Sandeep, Chaya, everyone here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Huh? I wanted to, I don't know. No time.
I feel like we've got to.
I can call
What
her.
shall I say?
Yeah, ಹೇಳು
Mom, it's not,
So
Mom,
we
it's not 3 o'clock.
ಮನೀಷ
We saw-
ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನುರಾಧ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಮ
Okay, please, yeah. Otherwise I can do it at the house even.
Hi, I am Anuradha. Our journey in this country began on 41st Avenue more than 50 years ago. We lived on the same block, and we were all young families coming with, they say, bushy-tailed and bright-eyed, not knowing too much about how things were going to be or our life going to be. We were celebrating young birthdays and then sweet 16, then graduations, and then 25th and 50th anniversary. So our journey began then and it has continued up to now. And then after we moved to New Jersey to be closer to my children, our association became even better because we were able to visit each other and share everything that we could with each other. So that meant a lot for us. I remember the last time Gambhir came was for my husband's birthday. We celebrated it together with such joy and happiness and all that. And Gambhir, as you all know, means dignity. Gambhiravagirodu means dignified and very well respected. So that's what he was. And in his own way, he contributed to so many things. And whenever somebody had some ups and downs, he was there to share, and that is something that can never go away. So we have been together for more than 50 years, and wherever he is, may he rest in peace. The next thing that we have to remember is we have to really, really keep in touch with Sushi and do everything that we can for her, Manisha, and the family. And he was very well loved and respected. We always had such good discussions because he was interested in reading. He was very good in talking about books. Sometimes we shared some common things with him, and I always had good discussions. And also religion was another one. Sometimes we disagreed, but whatever it was so fruitful for me. And then this is something we're going to miss for a long time. So may he have peace and joy wherever he is.
So, I almost forgot that, I see everybody here from the East Coast except Ramanti from the West Coast, and, in my thought processes, I forgot to mention, of course, Uncle was very near and dear to both Menaka and Manoj, and whenever they would visit also, they would always have a great time in Gambhir Uncle because of his sense of humor and his ability to truly interact with all the nieces and nephews, so.
And I thank my aunties for all being here, aunties and uncles. I have one last thing, do we have a minute? And that's it? That's it, okay. This is a little bit more serious, but I wrote this for Dad and Mom when we left West Milford. It was something, even though that they lived in Monroe and they live in Monroe, Mom lives in Monroe, it's weird, I'm speaking in past tense. He always had a love for nature and the forest, and even though we wanted to get him out, he went kicking and screaming. Bears, raccoons and all. So this I wrote then, but I feel like it's appropriate now. Forest of my youth. As the canopy shelters and envelops, the rustle of the leaves overheard by me. The dusk-like filters through it in a radiant sliver, thinly veiled by the long limbs of these masterful beings. Expansive, beautiful, their boughs have withstood my weight and that of neighboring children. Carried ice crystals and snow as we slayed and bumped our way around them. Steady yet ever-changing, the forest reveals and whispers. As I stand amidst your earthly dance and my father approaches, we thank you for your shelter, your grace, the utter joy you bring, and all good that you have wielded upon us throughout the years. All of this shall remain with us, mother, father, long distant yet loving daughter. Goodbye, forest of my youth. I thank you still for being steadfast in truth in these last days. As the changes come, necessary as they may be, the knowing of your dappled sunlight and never faltering might is much comfort indeed. Father, rest in peace. I shall love you forever and a day. Thank you, everyone. We have to go now. Okay? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಮ್ಮ? ಅದು ತಗೋತೀನಿ, ಹಾಂ, ಬಾ.
I'm supposed to take this.
Oh, no, not good.
We are supposed to sprinkle. Yeah, there's tea and some snacks in the other room, so please come. And after the cremation, there's food and hallway.
ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ನಂಬಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ನಮಗೂ ನಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಅಕ್ಕನ ಮಗಳು ಕ್ಯಾನಡಾಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ನೆನ್ನೆ ಮನೀಷಾ ಬಂದು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಜೊತೆಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ 2 ವಾರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ.
Good afternoon. Namaskaram. I just want to make an announcement. If I could just have everyone's attention for a moment. First, I just would like to say thank you for allowing me to take care of your beloved father. It is truly an honor, as always. So thank you for putting all your trust in me. And secondly, I would just like to say for anyone, the family is offering prasad bags to take with you. And also, we have some chai in the back. If you want to take a cup to go, you're more than welcome, and just some light snacks. So please help yourself to the conference room. And if you're traveling with us to Franklin Memorial Park on Route 27, the weather's awful. So please use extreme caution. We will be going to the back of Franklin Memorial, not where everyone is used to parking. You're going to go directly to the back of the crematory. We just say to use caution. We're due there at 3:15. So in about 15 minutes, we're going to start making our way over there. It's a short drive. If you are traveling, just please use your hazards. Okay? Thank you.
So much. Everyone remember, welcome at our house after. We have plenty of food. Please come.
And just a reminder that everyone is invited back to the Gambhir residence, which is in Monroe Township, for dinner. Thank you.
We can get a ride with you to and from to the memorial, Franklin Memorial and come back.
whatever you.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Because the
mean,
priest told me I have to take the right
Oh, no,
clock.
no, no, so we'll put it in the car.
Okay.
If you wanna take your car, or you can go directly home. That's fine. Whatever you find safe. Josh is, I believe, ready, so you can ride with him if you want,
Yeah.
and then go in your family car too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
While they're going into the other room, my daughter just wants to say one last goodbye, if that's okay? Well, not in the speech, just my
Yeah,